Hi, it's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you. Yeah, I was wrong.
Hey kids, we're back. So, we're gonna heal because that was stupid last time where I didn't heal. And now we're gonna go with him. And I don't know what I'm gonna do because this is bad. This is a bad situation I'm in. Like just an unapologetically bad situation. Because every angle is freaking covered. And I have no dock wagons, so I die, I'm done. Actually, you know what? We're gonna quick save right here. Boom. Now I can quick load anytime I actually need to. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. No. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, that was helpful. Ha! Nope. Ha ha. Ooh. Nope. Haha. Boy. Can I hit him from here with it? I sure can. That's awesome. Nobody's there. Okay. That's one. Huh. What if I actually try to get this girl? I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. And we're definitely gonna do this first. Boom. He dead. Eh. Yuck. Actually, laser designator first. Oh, come on. I thought I had the laser designator out. I keep forgetting how that works. That's fine. Because now I do AoE. Ba-boom. Oi. Oh, jeez. Wow. This is just awful. Okay. Look at that terrible damage. Close quarters, I am not very good. Come on. Pang's gaze swept across the carnage that littered his barroom floor. While he and Sonny were alive and kicking, at least half of his crew were dead. Rivers of blood streamed from the gangsters' bodies into the drains set into the floor. You killed my crew, you killed my crew, you son of a bitch! I'm gonna paint the part in your blood! It's over, Pang. Give up, give me the rock, and maybe I'll let the rest of you walk away. The sound that came out of Eddie Pang was closer to a bellow than a word. He was beyond sense, beyond reason. The remaining gangers flung themselves back into the fray, and the fight continued. Oh, Sonny dead. Nope. That's for you. Laser designator. Disease! Super useful, honestly. There you go. Oh, he dead now. I pick it up. I got it. Is there anything else in here to pick up? Nothing? Okay. Nothing. Time to go back to the MTR. There you go. Well, we've got Conley's rock. All we gotta do now is get back home. We better get moved. Something metallic hit the ground at your feet, cutting you short. A canister of some kind. You didn't hear where it came from. By the time you could process all that was happening, it was too late. The metal tube erupted, spraying out a hissing stream of concentrated vapor. In the distance, you could see a group of figures wearing gas masks, not riot control cops and not SDU, but official-looking, wearing red uniforms. They were already moving in, beelining in your direction. Go for your weapon. You made a grab for your weapon, but your movements were sluggish and your vision started to swim. You started to call out for your companions, but all that came was a grunt. An overpowering chemical tang filled your nostrils. It felt like you were falling, and the world turned black. The impound lot. Your words ring metallically off the confinement room's walls. You've been talking for so long, recounting all the tedious details of your run, that your voice hums in your ears after you finish speaking. The single flickering bulb above your head sways in an invisible breeze. Beyond the light's reach, your interrogator stands shrouded in shadow. You can't see his eyes, but you can feel them quietly observing you from the safety of his corner. His silence opens the floodgate to your thoughts, and the questions to come pouring in. Were you brought here alone? With others? Most of all, what do your captors want from you? You finished your story. There's nothing left to tell. It's his turn to talk. The troll lifts his audio recorder from the table and clicks it off. He stands in silence for a moment, looming over you, sizing you up. Then he purses his lips and nods. And that's when we picked you up. That's right. When I came here, I was already handcuffed and sitting in this chair. Oh, okay. That's right. When I came to, I was already handcuffed and sitting in this chair. Very good. Thank you for recapping all of that for me. Mr. Hawkins, your testimony was extremely helpful. And now that you've helped us, it's only fair that you learn something in return. Okay, what's that? The troll pulls an object out of a police evidence bag marked with the HKPF logo. A PDA with a cracked case, stippled with Dale blood. We recovered this at the scene. Take a look and see what we saved you and your team from. He sets the PDA down on the desk, activates it with the tip of his pen, and slides it towards you. Just watch, don't touch. You don't want your fingerprints on this thing. The feed is shaky. Whoever owned this device must have been panicked, out of breath. You can see people, swarms of people, all dressed like the locals that you saw on the streets, all carrying burdens of some kind or another. A laptop here, a knapsack there, backpacks bulging with shrink-wrapped food and bottled water. None of the locals appeared to be armed. The camera wheels around and you can see a firing line of police. A man is pleading with them, begging them to be let through. He says he isn't a rioter, that none of the people here are. The constable, faceless behind his mask, says nothing. The camera focuses in on a figure standing behind the police lines. Her features are instantly familiar. Chief Inspector Crate. She looks straight into the camera and then she reaches her hand to an ear and speaks into the comlink. Her voice is loud and clear enough that you can hear it over the PDA's tinny speakers. All teams, you know your orders. Open fire. Put them down. An explosion of gunfire fills your ears. The camera spins crazily, and you catch a panoramic view of bodies bursting like water balloons. Faces that you recognize from your trip to Combat Pang scream for help and are silenced. The second volley of gunfire catches the owner of the PDA. You hear him shriek, watch the camera spinning dizzily. You hear a sickening crack, and the video feed flickers and dies. The PDA goes silent, without a word. Your interrogator lifts it from the table and returns it to the evidence bag. Never thought I'd be this happy to get drugged and kidnapped. You should be. If we hadn't brought you in, you'd have been gunned down with the rest of those poor bastards you saw on the video feed. No questions, no arrests, just a hail of gunfire. That would have converted you and your team from Shadowrunners into statistics. I've seen more measured police responses. He nods slowly. Officially, the Special Duties Unit suppressed the riot, just like they were supposed to. That's the story that all the news outlets are running with. Unofficially, well, you be the judge. You've got my attention. You want to tell me why I'm here exactly? Good question. Let's just say that people at the top have had their eyes on you for a while now. You'll get all the answers you need soon enough. The troll stretches, slips his pen into his breast pocket and flips his notepad shut. Then he taps a series of keystrokes into his PDA, and the cuffs around your wrists go slack. The lights in the room come up, and for the first time you can see his face and the badge on his hip. HKPF standard issue. A laminated card clipped to his breast pocket states his name, Inspector David Yang. Okay, I think we're done here. What are you charging me with, Inspector? Nothing. You aren't under the arrest. You and your team are here as guests of the HKPF, and you're going to remain that way until we tell you differently. Guests of the HKPF. You're going to have to clarify that. Not my job. You'll need to speak with Qui and Lamb for that. Don't you worry. They'll be sending for you soon enough. Qui and Lamb? Who are they? You'll find out. So, I'm going to be taking down dirty cops. And hopefully getting some awesome endgame items. The door looks solid. You can't see any visible doorknob or latching mechanism from where you're standing. Most likely it's barred from the other side. Examine the door more closely. The door is made of heavy steel. It appears to be mounted on a set of tracks at the top and bottom of the door frame, designed to slide rather than to swing open. When closed, it sits flush with the wall. Your best guess is that the room you're in was built in one piece and the door was later cut from it. Wait for the door to open. You calm yourself and settle back to wait for the door to open. An indeterminate amount of time later, you hear the sound of muffled voices followed by a dull thunk. The scrape of metal dragged across metal fills your ears. The door pops open, but only a crack. A sliver of daylight streams through from the other side. I'm in a freaking shipping container, aren't I? Oh my god, I was. The sun stabs at your eyes. The sun stabs your eyes as you step from the interrogation room into the noonday sun. Blinking against the glare, the world gradually swims into focus. A familiar face greets you. Alaric, you're out. Thank God. They've had you locked away in... They've had you locked away in there since we got here. True story. We only knew where you were because we heard you screaming last night. She steps towards you, an expression of concern on her face. You okay, Seattle? They didn't hurt you too bad, did they? Not physically. In fact, they said that we aren't even prisoners. I've got a hell of a headache, though. Bullshit. We're prisoners here. Whether they admit it or not. First they gas us, then they've got us penned up like animals. None of this makes a lick of sense. She waves her arm with at a group of distant constables. Those idiots are wearing police uniforms, but this isn't central booking. It's a damned impound lot. And gassing you like they did is anything but standard procedure. Got it? You stayed home in Haoi. How'd you get picked up? And where's... Oh, Guy Chow's here. Okay. They caught me while I was indisposed. She paused. I was taking a nap, all right, and now I'm here. I'd rather not dwell on it. You know what else doesn't make any sense, though? The cops coming after us at all. Like, any of us. I mean, the APB on us was lifted, right? That's what Auntie Chang said after we got out of the walled city. It was lifted. The APB that Josephine Sang had crate put out on us, it came with a kill or capture order attached to it. And they weren't paying too much attention to the capture part. If the APB hadn't been lifted, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd be dead, just like Nightjar and Carter. You know, I think 2 other Shadowrunners died other than Nightjar, so yeah, but no one talks about them. Duncan's back stiffens, but he holds his tongue. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. We should be dead now, or in a secure facility somewhere. Instead, we're just sitting in an impound lot, and not just us either. She gestures into the distance. At the edge of the impound lot, at the edge of the impound yard, tethered to the dock, the rusting hull to the bolt hole rises above its surroundings. Heavy chains snake up from secure moorings on the docks to heavy maglocks that clamp down on the vessel's hull. She isn't going anywhere. They didn't just arrest you people who were actually on the Shadowrun. They arrested our damn boat. And they took everything on board along for the ride. The bastards didn't even give me a warning. They just hooked up the bolt hole to a tug, cut away our moorings, and hauled us away from the harbor. Can you shed any more light on this at all, this Seattle? I mean, did whoever you talked to in there let anything slip or anything? The interrogator said that we were here as guests of the HKPF, whatever that means. Guests, huh? Yeah, sure. Back when I was with Lone Star, people would disappear sometimes, get dragged off to black sites, thrown into cages like this. They didn't always come back out of them. How reassuring. Gaicho suddenly leans towards the cell door, his head cocked and eyebrow raised. He lifts a gnarled hand, gesturing for the team to halt. Do you hear that? Footsteps. Someone is coming. He lowers himself into a ready stance. Prepare yourselves. We are about to have company. Qui or Lamb? The uniformed constable wearing a sergeant's insignia passes through a set of double gates into your holding pen. She walks with an air of quiet authority, her face an expressionless mask. A pair of wary eyes fix themselves on you. Caesar. Her voice is crisp and cold. Step forward, please. I'm not doing a thing until I know why you're holding us here. If you come along quietly and do as you're told, all your questions will be answered. Now step forward, please. Senior Inspectors Lamb and Qui want a word with you. I think I'd like a word with them, too. She nods, raises her PDA, and begins to type a series of commands. That's the right attitude. Very good. In a moment, I'm going to let you out of this cage. When I do that, I want you to make your way to the command trailer near the edge of the docks. Don't try anything stupid. You're being watched. You're just letting me out without handcuffs or an escort? Wouldn't have been my call, but Qui and Lamb want it that way. Something about building trust. She punches a final button on her PDA and the massive gates to the pen that holds you begin to rumble open. Go on, start walking. You don't want to leave the senior inspectors waiting. So are they from IA? Is that what this is? Is this an internal affairs thing? This looks like a command trailer. This could be a command trailer. Oh, command trailers here, stupid. I want to be able to buy crap, though. Can I buy crap? The cramped confines of the command trailer were packed to the gills with security-rated technology, terminals, and surveillance packages, all stamped with the Mitsuhama logo. Fill every inch of available space. Just ahead of you, a pair of senior inspectors, one male, one female, stand over a command console. The man offers you a friendly smile. Ah, Mr. Hawkins, you're here. Very good. I'm Senior Inspector Andy Lamb, one of the leaders of this task force. Thank you for coming so promptly. He extends a hand for you to shake. Yeah, sure. The woman, an elf, retorts with a mouth that should be drawn into a permanent scowl. That seems drawn into a permanent scowl. Look, Lamb, I've got a bastard of a migraine, and our guest is a professional criminal. You think that we could dispense with the pleasantries and get to business? Yes, of course. He offers a slight bow. My apologies, Senior Inspector Qui. Qui. And as for you, Caesar, you must be wondering what you and your team are doing here. I get the feeling that you're going to tell me. Qui cuts in, rubbing the bridge of her nose between her thumb and forefinger. Long story short, we've got a problem, and you're in a unique position to help us solve it. This is a job offer, Caesar. We want to hire you. Can't say I think much of your recruitment tactics. You know, I have a phone number. I'm sure that you don't, but you can't deny their effectiveness. Go ahead and pull up the file, Lamb. Lamb nods, and his fingers dance over his PDA's keypad. He raises the device to show you what he's pulled up on the display. From the device's tiny screen, a familiar face leers back at you. Lamb holds it to your face for a few seconds. Stop it! Then pulls the device away. You have a history with this woman. He phrases it as a statement, not a question. Uh-huh. She's the one that authorized the massacre on everyone on the street last night. Officially, we're not using that term. But you're right, that's what it was. Craig could easily have put down the riots without firing on unarmed civilians. She's a highly decorated officer, a leader of the HKPF's Special Duties Unit. The bloodshed on the streets of Kowloon was no accident. She was advancing an agenda of some kind. Crate is the unofficial face of the Special Duties Unit in the Hong Kong media circuit. When they need a talking head for a broadcast, she's the woman they go to. To her fellow inspectors, she's a hero and a role model. They'd go to bat for her without a second's hesitation. The woman has a lot of pull. Your media darling super cop has turned on you, huh? How terribly sad. Yes, it is, and not just for us. If Crate and her people have gone rogue, that's bad for everyone. The HKPF, the people of Hong Kong, and the Executive Council. Inspectors like Crate are the blight on everything our organization is supposed to stand for. By the way, Caesar, you and your brother were some of the first victims of Crate's malfeasance. That ABP, typo, that Josephine Tseng had put out on you sent up red flags for us. You may also be aware that the APB was lifted, and your file scrubbed clean. Lamb and I were the ones who made that happen. In that case, I guess that a thank you is in order. That won't be necessary. The APB should never have been called out in the first place. Rescinding it was the right thing to do. Stop it! Now, we understand that the prospect of working with a police task force could feel foreign to you. And I fully expect you have questions you'd like to ask. Lamb spreads his hands. If there's anything pressing you'd like to know, I'll try to do my best. I want to know who I'll be working for if I do this. What are your roles in this organization? I handle the technical side of the investigation. Decking, information monitoring and control, surveillance work, that sort of thing. Kia's on loan from Matsuhama Corporate. She's a cop just like I am, but her primary responsibility is safeguarding the company's image and financial interests. Mitsuhama? Why does a Japan Corp care about some dirty cops in Hong Kong? The Hong Kong police force is owned and operated by Mitsuhama. What? The company is obviously concerned by what's happening here, so they dispatched me to help Lam lead this investigation. Consider me a corporate liaison, here to bridge the gap between the suits and the uniforms. Sounds thrilling. She shrugs. Pays better than walking a beat. Here's one. Why me? There are plenty of other runners in Hong Kong. Other runners don't have a built-in reason to want Crate dead. You do. Beyond that, you're the perfect deniable asset for this job. If you get caught or killed, the SDU will assume that you were there to get revenge for what they did to you. So if I get caught doing this job for you, you're going to leave me to twist. That's correct. How is that any different from any other job you work? Besides, what we pulled from you in your interrogation has convinced us that we can trust you for this. That's invaluable to people in our position. I'd like to go back to Hawaii. You gonna let me do that? If you choose to work with us, certainly when the job is done. If you refuse, on the other hand, well, that's a more complicated discussion. So this is the hub for this campaign. Okay. I thought you said I wasn't a prisoner here. Oh, you're not. But the thing is, you know about this task force now. That's a security list. A risk. If you refuse to help us, we're going to have to hold you here for your own safety. You can go back to AOA when the job is done, and Crate and her people are behind bars. However long that takes. She nods. That's right, however long it takes. Or you could just help us and be home in a day or two. Your call. Tell me where this impound lot is located. I want to know how far from home you've taken me. We're nearer to Aberdeen than we are to Haoi. That's about all you need to know. Secrecy is one of the most important tools for survival, Caesar. We can't give you an exact address. I'm done asking questions. So what's next? What's next is that we let you go. For now. Take some time, think it over, then come back when you're ready to seal the deal. After you've accepted, we'll go into details of the run. I'm running it by my team first. That's why we're letting you go. Talk to them and tell them exactly what we've told you. We're confident that they'll want to work with us. They should be heading to the bolt hole as we speak. She pauses. Fun name, by the way. When you made your decision, come back to us. No rush, no pressure. We're not trying to coerce you into doing things. We're all on the same thing. We're all on the same team after all. I'll talk to my people. No promises. Hey guys, I'm Alex. The guy from the videos. So, I just wanted to thank you for watching the video all the way through. It's a lot of work. I appreciate it. So, thank you for your view, maybe your subscription. So you can subscribe right in the bottom corner there. Then you'll be updated. Make sure to ring that notification bell. Because, subscriptions seem to mean nothing on YouTube anymore. But hey. So then over here, you'll see a video that you might like since you watched this video all the way through. Other than that, have a great day. I hope that you watch more. I'd love to see you again. We do stream, so keep an eye out for that. Announcements will be on the channel, my Twitter, all that stuff. All the information is on the overlay. Other than that, enjoy your stay on 6th Street.